So that means Connor might also one day need, knock on wood that he never does, a product that's derived from plasma. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aina, I'm an oncology pharmacist. Recently, Connor, also known as CDawgVA, did a charity cyclothon stream with his friends and raised over $1 million for the Immunodeficiency Foundation. But then I remembered that Connor has mentioned he has a blood condition himself. So I wanted to make a video today to try to get to know Connor a little bit more and understand how his condition can affect his everyday life.
Oh my god, I saw this got so many upvotes. As a medical student, listening to the boys describe their medical conditions has been very amusing, but I wanted to come to share a bit more. If anyone was curious in regards to Connor's hemophilia, he should definitely have a medical bracelet or some type of information on him at all times for it, because if he ever has trauma situations such as a car accident, he'd usually bleed out before they realized what he needed.
Well, he's speaking very fast here. This is a very kind fan for leaving this comment and a great medical student for recognizing the importance of this. So hemophilia is a genetic disorder where the blood does not clot properly, meaning that the person is more likely to bleed or bruise. Things that can happen are bleeding in the gums if you brush your teeth too hard, bleeding into the skin or muscles, which we call hematoma, bleeding after getting a vaccine, bleeding into the joint space, which can cause pain and swelling, or bleeding that's hard to stop after trauma or surgery. For severe hemophilia patients, unfortunately, they can just bleed spontaneously and sometimes massively, oozing blood for days to weeks. Mild hemophilia patients usually only bleed after trauma or surgery. But in any of the cases, on top of immediate bleeds, they can also get delayed bleeding after the event has happened. I don't know yet the type or the severity of Connor's hemophilia, but I do agree with the medical student. He should probably get a medical bracelet.
Oh, we got essayed on. But this is 5,000 upvotes! Jeez, I didn't know my mom got a YouTube account and commented. But yeah, listen, I don't need a medical professional to tell me that I need a medical bracelet.
Okay, good. For a second there, I thought he was gonna say, I don't need a medical bracelet.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. And by working on it, I mean, I'll get round to it. I'll get round to it. Yeah, the thing is, student though, oh my God. He's never getting one. Can I get like a, I don't know why. I like having a watch, but it was so uncomfortable wearing the medical bracelet. And I know it'll be one of those moments where I'll be like, R.I.P. Connor. If only there was some way where you could tell his condition. My friend was telling me that you can get like a, there's some other things you can do, like a USB thing. But I felt like he was telling me that he had a USB wrist or some kind of information that could be, I don't know, there's something that I couldn't remember how it was.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't even need to be that complicated. If he really hates wearing a medical bracelet, there's something really simple that you can do without having to buy something extra or wear something extra on your body. Your iPhone has a medical ID function, and in that function, you can enter your emergency contact, your allergy information, medical conditions, drugs that you're on, and stuff like that. So essentially, it acts like a medical bracelet, but it's on your phone. I'm sure Android has their own version of this as well. I think in North America at least, if someone comes in unconscious or intoxicated without a wallet, the ER staff will probably think to check their phone for medical information. But you know, Connor's in Japan, I don't know if that's the trend there yet. Probably still a good idea for him to get a medical bracelet.
Weirdly, I don't know what my blood type is. I feel like I should know, but
do you know what your parents' blood type is?
No. Who knows that?
Wait, hold on. You literally
You've had your
have
health checkup
Yeah.
every 6 months, Connor.
Does it say it on the paper?
Yes, it does.
Also, you have
Where?
a blood condition. You should probably be
Wait,
the
where does
one
it say it on
person
the paper?
Like at the top.
Really?
Well, when they take the blood, they're not going to be like, oh yeah, so we took your blood. We don't know what type it is though.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry Joey, but I do need to debunk this. Getting blood drawn doesn't mean you always get to see your blood type. Actually, for routine blood checks, it's pretty rare that they will also check for your blood type. If the boys are talking about routine blood work checkups, I'm guessing the tests they include would be hematology, so that's blood health, kidney and liver function usually, cholesterol level, blood sugar level, and if they're feeling really fancy, they might throw in a few other blood tests in there, but that's generally it. Most of the time, adding a blood type test onto blood panels means having to draw another tube of blood from the patient. So not only is it uncomfortable for the patient, it also adds costs. So unless there's a reason, it's not routinely done. And you really don't need to know your blood type unless you're going in for blood transfusion or you're donating blood.
Wait. I only saw, like, I never saw a blood type on it.
Yeah, it has it. Mine says O.
This is like just a letter O?
Yeah, it's either O, A, B, or AB.
Oh, maybe I just didn't notice it because it was under like all the other A's. Like.
Maybe he was like, yo, I scored an A in blood, man.
Honestly, I pretty just, because it's pretty in Japanese. I just saw an A and I was like, oh, okay.
Like, oh, that's good, right? I got good blood.
Oh.
I mean, if they're gonna get tested on the ABO blood type, which, like Joey said, it's the O, A, B, or AB, they should probably get the RHD type done too. That's the plus or minus symbol after the letter. So let's say you're O negative or you're A positive. Both of these types are important if you need to receive or donate blood. There's a whole chart here that explains if you're a certain blood type, you can or can't receive some other blood types. I'll put it on the screen, so if you're interested, you can take a look.
Wait, is it blood type? Wait, no, because you get tested on your blood as well, right?
Yeah.
The quality of your blood.
Yeah.
So maybe I just thought, I don't know, man.
I mean, if you're getting tested on the quality of your blood, they'll probably tell you what your type is as well.
You're saying that it's definitely there.
I'm 100% sure it's there.
Is it really?
There's no reason for it to not be there.
Sorry, most of the time it's probably not there.
Yeah, I guess I never looked up. I just never really noticed.
Yeah.
I probably should notice. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, considering you have a blood
Yeah, but
condition.
yeah, true. But I mean, I think normally I get like a factor injection, not blood injection normally. Like a factor 8 injection. It's not like
What's that?
It's the stuff that I'm missing. It's
Oh,
not.
okay.
I normally don't need a blood injection. I need something to stop the blood from, like I can temporarily have something in my body that will act normal.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't most of the time I don't need a blood transfusion or anything like that. I just need the missing component, which
But wouldn't they need your blood type for that anyway?
No, not for that.
Oh, really?
No, because it's in everyone's blood.
Oh.
It's just the thing I'm missing.
There are two major types of hemophilia depending on what component the person's blood is missing. In the video I made about iron mouse immunodeficient condition, I said immunology is super confusing. If you're interested, you can check that video out later. Yeah, but the clotting cascade is even worse. Again, didn't do well on this at school. Connor just mentioned that he would need factor 8 injection, so we can confirm that he has hemophilia type A. To simply put, hemophilia A is a deficiency in factor 8, which is a clotting factor that is essential in the entire process for the blood to finally form a clot. The other type, hemophilia B, has another special name called the Christmas disease. No, it didn't get named because some kid bled to death on Christmas, okay? Don't be so depressing and cynical. Actually, that's what I thought when I first heard the name. It was named after the 5-year-old Stephen Christmas, who was the first patient to get diagnosed with hemophilia B. And hemophilia B patients are missing factor 9 instead of factor 8. So where do these clotting factors come from? Well, clotting factor is a type of protein that's found in the blood to help you stop bleeding. So other than red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets, if Connor ever needs factor 8 injection, the factor 8 concentrates actually come from human plasma. So that means Connor might also one day need, knock on wood that he never does, a product that's derived from plasma. That sounds like a similarity that's shared between him and another one of his good friends. With newer technology though, there are actually genetically engineered factor 8 proteins now that are directly made from animal or human cell lines. And yeah, we would only need to transfuse blood for Connor if the bleeding is severe enough to result in anemia. This doesn't replace factor injection though, because the goal is to stop the bleed somehow. But he's right. It doesn't always necessarily mean he needs a blood transfusion every single time, but it's probably still a good idea for him to figure out what his blood type is, right?
Right.
So that's why I think I never had to learn it that much.
Hopefully, touch wood.
Yeah.
You never.
You should probably know just in case.
Yeah. Just just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah, I had a medical bracelet at one point and I lost it. I just never got another one. So I just hate bracelets too. I just think they're annoying.
Bracelets, but you wear watches.
Yeah, but it's different.
Is
a watch
it?
is nice. It's
What's
weighty.
what's a medical bracelet like?
Just tells you like, hey, where my treasure's hidden if I die?
It has the One Piece logo.
You never seen a medical bracelet?
I've not seen anyone wear one.
It's like a white band, right?
It's like it can be white. It can be anything really. It's like engraved with information.
Right.
They normally check your.
Engraved.
A lot of patients order their medical bracelets from pharmacies, so I've actually placed a lot of orders for patients. Some common information they like to put on there are things like drug allergies, medical conditions. Some people have treatment restrictions, so they put those on there as well. For example, Jehovah's Witness patients can't receive blood transfusions. So I've actually had a very young patient who had cancer. Unfortunately, after each cycle of chemotherapy, it really destroyed his blood cells. So we call that pancytopenia, which is a depletion of red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets. Typically though, it's not that hard to reverse. We would just administer blood products for you. If you have anemia, we will give you blood transfusion. But unfortunately, because he was a Jehovah's Witness patient, he refused to receive blood transfusion, so we just had to delay his treatment until his body can naturally bounce back. But of course, delaying treatment means that the treatment might not be as effective, so that was a very sad situation.
So it'd be like, hey, here's hemophilia, this type of hemophilia. So they'd know right away. They're like, oh, we got to get some of this stuff.
Right.
Instead of
Right,
having
right.
like, you know,
Do a background
find
check,
out.
yeah.
Well, I guess I don't know how fucking.
Probably needed in America. It has your like insurance on there as well.
I don't
Hopefully.
fucking know. No, I don't know about that.
I think it just has like general information that the doctors need in case they need to perform any kind of like,
It just
emergency thing on
mine
you.
just said like what I had.
Right.
Just so I guess so it's much quicker for them to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
And to get the stuff they need.
Okay.
So I did have that, but I lost
Yeah, you
it.
should probably get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
annoying to get one. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, but it also, you know, your life's kind of dependent on
you're
it, so
right, but it's fine.
it's like, you know, life insurance kind of annoying to get.
I know
but-
there's other stuff you can get. Like some people have. There's other stuff. I know there's a technology, and I can't remember what it was, where basically it would just like it would send everything to a phone, and then apparently I can't remember this. Can you Google this or something? There's some kind of technology they have where they can instantly see everything.
I'm not sure if he's talking about these, but these are also medical bracelets, but they just have a USB kind of hidden in there. And they look like these. They're not super clunky. You just wear them on your wrist or as a necklace. And in emergency situations, the paramedics can just take that and upload your information to their computers. The easiest is probably just to set up the medical ID on your phone.
Can't take most medicine, like most over-the-counter medicine, because most of it like is I just for some reason like Pepto-Bismol, ibuprofen, all of that stuff I can't take.
Right.
It's like thins your blood.
Oh.
So I can't take any of that. So like when I'm talking to the doctor, it's like I have this condition. I'm like, it's not a big deal. Like everything's chill, super chill. Just please don't give me medicine I can't take. I'm begging you.
Yeah, so like I learned the Japanese word for your condition.
What is it?
When you got I forgot. Because again, the only time I use it is when I had to go get medicine for this guy.
I've had to,
and
like-
I had to tell the doctor in the pharmacy that like, oh, my friend has this condition. But I didn't know what it was in Japanese.
A lot of the over-the-counter medications contain a group of drugs called NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, which can impair platelet function and make the clotting process even harder for someone with hemophilia. That includes aspirin as well, and there are very well documented increased risk of bleeds for these drugs. Supplements and herbal stuff as well. Things like fish oil, garlic, ginkgo, for example, they can all increase the risk of bleeding. There's a video I made about someone taking 111 supplements a day, and I go into details about some of the supplements. So if you're interested, you can check that out. Connor's being really smart here by telling the doctor and the pharmacist that he has a condition before he purchases any over-the-counter or supplement medications. Because if you get a prescription drug, right? At least when the doctor writes it on his computer, he at least checks once for the interaction. Most of the doctor's computers actually should have a function to check for simple drug interactions, but they usually only work for prescription drugs. So for over-the-counter or herbal supplements, if you don't tell a pharmacist that you're taking them, then literally nobody will know, though nobody can perform an actual safety assessment for you.
So I bought the new Google Pixel, but you could get this like this golden kind of bracelet with it, and I thought, oh, that looks nice. And then I desecrated it by putting on my fucking imagine having to wear this.
Ooh, okay. You got a medical bracelet, good job. So it reads hemophilia, and wow, that is so cool. The kanji for hemophilia in Japanese are the exact same characters as they are in Chinese. So in Mandarin, I would pronounce that 血友病, which is kind of a funny name because it's called blood-friendly disease. I don't think anyone with hemophilia would consider that a friendly disease. But in English, it does actually mean the same thing. So hemo comes from the Greek word, which means blood, and philia is also from Greek word, which means affection. And then in the 1800s, people actually called it the royal disease because Queen Victoria was a carrier of the disease. The princess from Queen Victoria either would have the disease and die from bleeding, or the princesses would either be carriers and they would marry into other royal families, like the Spanish or the Russian, and the disease is then spread into the other royal families.
Fuck me, I looked so cool and swag for a moment until I had to tell people about it. Fun fact, did you know the kanji for hemophilia in Japanese is literally translated, if you read the kanji 1 by 1, blood friend disease. What a great disease.
Oh, okay, good. In Japanese, it means the same thing as it does in English and Chinese. That is so cool.
Shout out to the fan in Denmark who gave me this. Fan at the show, came to the Q&A. I wish I got your name. I'm eternally grateful to you. You might save my life one day. They just gave this to me. The little
nice.
hemophilia thing. Literally keeping this man alive. You kind of are, guys. Listen, you not only do you financially keep me afloat, but medically, you know, you guys care more about my medical condition than I do, which I appreciate.
If there's one little suggestion I can make, is to probably add hemophilia type A on there as well, so that in emergencies, they would know to give factor 8 instead of factor 9. But hemophilia A is the more prevalent one. Hemophilia B only has 1/5 of the prevalence. So I would assume if all else fails and there's no way to get Connor's medical information, they would probably try to give him factor 8 first. So let's see if this condition actually affected him in his cyclothon journey.
Lost my leg, it's good. I got a little band-aid on it. I'm kind of scratched up and bruised.
Bruised up knuckles too.
Yeah, my knuckles are bruised. My up here is kind of like...
Oh my god!
That does look really painful.
Everything's bruised. But I think I'm okay. I found another scratch here that I didn't know about yesterday. But today should be a little bit easier. It's cloudy all day apparently. Let's hope it stays that way.
Visually, and I think the camera is probably contributing to this as well, the bleeding and bruising doesn't look that horrifying. But remember we talked about delayed bleeding in hemophilia patients, right? So Connor's body right now is probably trying its best to produce clots to help stop the bleeding. But if there is inadequate clot formation to help maintain the integrity of the blood vessels, we could see Connor getting delayed bleeding for days or even weeks later.
Keep the chat entertained.
Okay.
My leg's still f***ed up, chat.
Oh my god,
Look at the colors.
Connor!
The rainbow.
Connor, you... Oh my god! Connor! What the f***, man?
Yeah, so I think this camera is more high def as well. This is where you see the real damage. I'm not sure if this is from the same injury as the last clip, or maybe he fell again during his cyclothon. But if this is a long time after the event has happened, then this is definitely a manifestation of hemophilia. If the clot that his body is trying to make isn't strong enough, then after a period of what looks like the bleeding has stopped, you can get rebleeding or delayed bleeding again. Then is it risky for Connor to be doing a cyclothon across Japan in a foreign country where he might not be able to explain his medical condition as well as he can in English, and where a lot of the time he's riding in the countryside where the closest large hospital that have access to factor 8 injections might be many kilometers away? I'd say yeah, it is kind of risky. But I think understanding all of this, it gave me a new level of respect for Connor. I'm sure he understands his condition better than any of us do, and for him to still make the decision to go ahead to do this cyclothon stream, it really makes me think that he cares about the cause. But what about something even more physically intensive than a cyclothon? Can Connor do that?
It'd be cool if you fight against Chris in chess box. Well, if only I could.
You're not allowed to box.
Not allowed to box. I haven't asked the doctor yet, but I'll ask a doctor sometime.
No doctor will ever allow you to do it.
What if I pay him money?
No. If a doctor gives you the okay to do it, I would seriously question his medical license.
He'll be like, yeah, dude, just drink a
I would
Mountain
be
Dew or
so
something.
upset. I would never talk to you again.
That's a lie.
I would not. I would be really angry
Yeah,
with you.
that's why, because you want to be angry and you want to shout at me. So that's why you would talk to me again. So
No, I would not talk to you again.
Dr. Hakim says yes, you can box. Dude is made out of glass. Thanks, chat. Yeah, I guess I
Stop,
am.
that's serious. You can't do that.
Is that Dr. Hakim from It Takes Two? Hypothetically, if Connor has gotten the okay from his doctor, and ideally that's a specialist in hematology, to go ahead and do boxing. There's something called short-term prophylaxis treatment for patients with mild to moderate hemophilia who want to engage in high-impact physical activities. I'm not saying that he should, and this decision needs to be very individualized, made between a specialist doctor and the patient himself. What that would look like though is to administer factor VIII as a prevention method for several weeks to months, just so we can get his levels in the blood to be bumped up to normal, and then it can be discontinued after the event is over. There is a really important downside to this though. There is a chance where anytime factor VIII is administered, the body can develop something called an inhibitor, which is basically the body's way of saying, hey, this isn't something from us, we need to attack it. So you can think about this like an antibody that the body develops, but instead of using it to fight off something bad like a virus or bacteria, it's actually fighting off something that's good for you. When this happens, it is a major headache because that means the same factor injection won't work anymore, and we would have to find alternative treatments. But overall, I'm super happy to see Connor able to keep an active lifestyle despite living with this condition. And it's great to see Iron Mouse showing such support and care to her friend. Living with a chronic condition, I think to some degree, gives you a lot of empathy towards others who are going through similar situations. And it's really great to see that in a friendship. Thank you for the comment who gave me the idea to do this video. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please leave them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel if you like the content, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!